Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday edition of the Bear Bull Traders pre-market show. Today, my special guest is John, at least to help me out with the open and the news and everything that's going on. Good morning, John.
Hey, Peter. How you doing?
I am excellent. How's your day going so far?
Good. I dropped my nephew off at his first day of school.
First day of school already?
Yeah, he's in some private Catholic school. Who knows what kind of crazy schedule they're on. Probably has to be back for the feast of St. Florentine or something. I don't know.
Okay, well, I guess that means summer is truly over, at least for some. That's a shame. Oh, well. All right, well, we are here where the markets are always open all year. And it's not been a bad time. Have you found the trading, John, over the last couple of weeks? Has it been good to you?
Yeah, not yesterday in particular, but yeah, no, it's been okay. I like to trade breakouts to the long side, and if you just look at a chart of the market, it's going up, so it tends to provide me with more opportunity. So yeah, no, it's been nice. I'm interested to see what the SPY does up here, though. I mean, yesterday, I think it kind of pulled back in the end, right? I stopped watching later in the day, but well, we're still up near 560. I think that's going to be a tough level for the market to get through, and then if it goes to that all-time high area of around 565, it'll start to get really interesting.
Yeah, 565.16 I think is the all-time high, and we're once again approaching it after taking a dip down. So you're right. We'll see what happens. Maybe today is the day. I don't know. We'll all find out together. Yeah, so let's take a look at the economic calendar. Pretty light again. You know, we're having these days where not much is happening. However, there is something important. The meeting minutes from the July FOMC meeting are coming out at 2:00. Now, there's no press conference. There's no speech. It's just the release of the minutes, which means at 2:00, the computers are going to analyze the minutes and they're going to do something silly. Like it happens every single time. Whether they'll go up or down, it depends on how the computer analytics interpret the wording in the FOMC meeting minutes. Again, nothing that we don't already know, right? It's not going to release any new information. However, it never really stops the market from reacting. So you got to keep that in mind if you like to trade in the afternoons and you're likely to have a trade on at that time or considering a trade. You need to know that data is coming out. The only other thing that's happening today, we do have we have a payroll data that's coming out. I don't usually track that because it's not very market impactful. So really, the only thing that I think is going to really be of importance, again, is this 2:00 meeting minutes. So that's what we got on the calendar. We do have some earnings, though. So we're getting towards the tail end of these earnings. You know, it's we've had some really good ones. We've had some days where there's almost nothing of interest. Last night, we didn't really have much. There was one, Toll Brothers, that we were talking about. Apparently, they build homes. They do not make cookies. So just to be clear, so that everybody knows the same thing that I now know, they are not Toll House. That's completely different. Toll Brothers make houses, but we did not determine they might be elves. We're not sure. So
Peter, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Revised. I just want to ask you this before we get too far on the show. Revised job data is coming out today, right?
I don't see that on my list.
I see it.
Somebody mentioned that in the room.
Yeah, so I think it gets released at 10:00 today. I'm not sure that's an item that hits it's not a major calendar thing because it's a revision, but there is news that the jobs data may be revised quite a bit, where they may remove like up to 1 million jobs that were allegedly created before, and then say those aren't there. So I think the market is kind of anticipating that a bit, and if that comes in, far less than a million or even more, I think there could be a reaction at 10 o'clock. So if you're trading, then I would be wary of that.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. That's not on my list of market data. So there you go. Okay. Well, good to know. Thank you, John, and those in the room. We'll see what happens. Whoops, with that data when it comes out. So another good note then, if you're trading at 10, be aware that the market could react to that revised jobs data if and when it comes out. Okay, let's take a look at the gappers list. A pretty light list, actually, not that much on it, but a couple of things that are worth talking about. We can start right at the top with one of the ones that I wanted to cover anyways. So it's good to see it here with Target at the top of the list. TGT. There was a very brief period of time where Target was really cool to trade. It was making big moves. But I don't know. I haven't really looked at it much other than earnings over the last probably 2 years. I noticed this morning it got a jump up as the data was released. John, you want to give us more details on that?
Yeah, so they reported earnings 257 per share. The estimate was 216. Revenue 25.45 billion is what they earned. Expectation 25.25, a little bit of a beat on revenue there. So yeah, they did a beat. How come it is that companies can always beat earnings per share by like a wide margin that's unexpected, but the revenue is always very, very, very close? It's always interesting to me. But anyway, it's a beat and a beat, and targets. How much are they up? They're up.
15%
Wow,
almost.
15. Damn, that's a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right too, Peter. Target used to be much better to trade, and stocks are like that. They come and go, and sometimes they go
Yeah.
for like forever. It's like Roku. So yeah, fun to see it back in play today.
Target's had a lot of focus. So you mentioned about the sales numbers. You're right, tend to be more stable, I guess, because they predict them en masse and they tend to be more accurate. I guess they get to control their bottom line much more directly than you can control how many people come in and buy things. And that's one of the things Target's been focused on over the last little while. A lot of focus on what they like to call inventory shrink. I love that term. Basically, it's where they lose things or things get stolen, or they don't know if they just lost it or it got stolen. But apparently, they've put a tight focus on that, are managing it much more closely, and as such, they've decided to increase their guidance and said that they actually overachieved on their targets to reduce this inventory shrink problem. So, good news, good news for Target today. I love it, David. That's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Is that what's anyways? Yeah, there you go. Inventory shrink. So yeah, that Target, might be in play today. The volume's not bad. 1.3 million shares. Being a NYSE stock, once again, you got to remember everything on the New York Stock Exchange tends to trade lesser volume pre-market. Might be worth watching. I certainly put it on a secondary list. If nothing else, we want to set some levels on it and see what happens. All right, next on my list, actually one that just jumped to the top of the list is GRFS. This is one that I was looking up earlier this morning. This is Grifols. I'm not sure if I'm saying that properly, but GRFS. Anyways, they are target of a potential buyout. Grifols SA, a drug manufacturer out of Spain. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. It's probably supposed to be pronounced in Spanish. I wouldn't know how to do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to give that a try.
Yeah. You got the news on that?
Well, I didn't see buyout news. I see lawsuit news, and I see this for a couple stocks this morning. The Shaw law firm, which I've seen on here many mornings, their whole business must be just inviting people to do class action lawsuits against companies and stocks. But that's what I see for them.
Okay. Well,
did you?
What I was looking at this morning, Brookfield is trying to get backers for a $10 billion buyout of this Grifols company. So they're trying to line up banks to help fund, get the backing, I guess, put the money at risk under Brookfield's management. So it's looking like they're targeting, again, like I said, a $10 billion takeover. This is, of course, not confirmed yet because they haven't got the money lined up, but they're working on it. And if they do, then we should see this continue to move. Right now, it's up about 11%. Pretty low volume, though, only about 400,000 shares. So I don't like this. Buyouts typically aren't great movers, but rumors of buyouts are good for moving stocks. But I said I'd want to see more volume on this. So for now, I'm going to pass on GRFS as it bounces around here on relatively low volume. All right, let's go to some other things on our list. Next I have is UFP Industries. No, this is one of those ones that shouldn't be on there. No volume. IMMR also on my list. This wasn't here, I don't think, a few minutes ago.
They had earnings.
1,000 shares. Sorry,
yeah, they had earnings. They reported 89 cents per share. Estimate was 50 cents. Again, pretty good beat there, and the revenue was a beat as well. So that's legit. I don't know if it's much to trade, but it's real.
Yeah, I don't know what their daily volumes seem to be very spotty here, going from 15 million to around 2 or 3 million shares a day. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love it. Actually, I got that wrong. I was looking at the wrong chart here. They're only trading about, just under 1 million shares a day. Okay, I like it even less. That's all I needed to see. All right, let's move to the next. VGR. Vector Group, another one that I was looking up earlier. Another buyout, actually. And this one's a little weird.
I think it's a rumored buyout, maybe, or it says it's up on news to be acquired by Japan's JT Group in $2.4 billion tobacco deal.
Yep,
that's the headline I grabbed.
That is correct. So, what's weird about it is that apparently they're targeting acquiring this at $15 a share, which usually means the stock price goes just under that target. In this case, it's sitting just over it at about 15.10, 15.15. Which is unusual. I'm not sure what the market is trying to signal with that. But again, the volume isn't great. 178,000 shares, just making our list here. So I think I'm going to move on from that one as well. Another one that I was looking at earlier because there was another earnings is TJX Companies, another retailer, also with earnings.
Yeah, they're more in line on earnings. What they get? 96 cents per share. 92 is the estimate, and the revenue is right in line. But they did raise guidance for the future here, so that's always a big thing. So, yeah, a lot of retail.
TJX is. Yeah, they tend to release around the same time as Target. Not as good of a trader, at least historically it hasn't been. So you can see even in the pre-market, right? The price action's much spottier. So I don't think I'll be looking closely at that. All right. What else have we got on our list? ROL. I don't think these are going to pan out here. KMPR. Nope. Continue to move. You could just put a garbage truck there while I scan through all of the garbage here. FIP, nope. Moving on. SSL, nope. CE, and a big old nope-a-rooney. There we go. Lots of garbage everywhere. All right. I had a couple others that were gapping up, although I didn't take note of them. I think they're gapping up. John, do you have anything that's gapping up that you wanted to talk about this morning?
No, I'm just going through the same list I pulled this morning. I had some different tickers, but like you said, they're all kind of garbagey. Gapping up. Checking my personal list here to see if there's anything standing out. Not really. I mean, so there's more green than red here, so things are more bullish this morning, but most stocks, hardly anything on my list is above. In fact, I don't see anything above 1%. It's interesting. Just one of those days.
Speaking of things that aren't over 1%, I thought I would at least mention a couple of our standbys since they are gapping up. After the big day down yesterday on the semiconductor sector, was watching my usuals, AMD and NVIDIA, and got to say, Jared was right, but you had to be patient to see the drop on NVIDIA. If you were watching it yesterday at the open, you would have seen it pretty choppy. yesterday at the open. Just for the opening, maybe 20, 30 minutes or so. Let's just here look at the trading day. You can see it was sort of chopping in a range here, but could not break through this 130 level. I actually tested it 3 different times before it finally had the drop. This is the biggest move of the day then, from just after 10 o'clock through just past 10:30. And then it sort of went into a chop. But net, it was generally sort of feeling down, as was AMD. Like I said, I was watching, and a couple of others. They were just sort of gapping and looking not all that pretty. But today maybe is a recovery day. We'll see what happens here after that move yesterday and sort of holding the line. We might be ready to go back up again if the markets cooperate. So I'll be keeping an eye on those. Another one that is gapping up marginally today is our good buddy Tesla. Tesla's up only 0.5% so far this morning. Again, another, it was moving well yesterday. There was providing some trading opportunity. Volume is actually a little low this morning, under 1 million shares, only 760,000 shares so far. But I'm anticipating, again, another day where it might be playable. So, all right, that's what we've got there. Let's take a look at the gap down list, see if it gives us anything we like that we might want to keep a closer eye on. CPay is at the top list. I didn't see this earlier, and yeah, garbage. All right, AIT seems to keep getting on my list, garbage. Macy's, so I'm rejecting these quickly. Macy's did have some earnings, and it was up really early this morning when I was looking at it, and then sort of dropped just before 7 o'clock. John, what do you got to say about Macy's?
Earnings missed, I think. Do I have the numbers here?
Actually, didn't have a bad quarter, I didn't think.
53 cents. I didn't pull this from where I usually pull it from, so I'm not as good at reading this paragraph here. But they didn't do well, and they lowered guidance, actually. So apparently people are flooding from Macy's to, what is TJX? TJ Maxx, right? And some other brands?
Yeah.
Is that what they, yeah.
Actually, I think Macy's, but compared to the analysts, they looks like they sort of did okay. But you're right. The fact is that they lowered their guidance, and they've been talking about this turnaround plan for a while. And I think it seems like the market's getting tired of them talking about a turnaround plan. They want to see massive turnaround in sales. But I mean, what do you expect? It's Macy's. This is not a brand that's known for innovation and large scale growth, at least not by me. I see it as the very stable, throws a parade once a year, has a big store in New York that apparently people like to walk through to stay warm. If you listen to Carlos, I don't know.
That is, I've done that, actually.
Have you? Okay. There you go.
I remember as a child being in Macy's warming up. Yeah. I'm sorry. I misstated that. They did beat on both EPS and revenue, but they did lower guidance, and that's the death kill.
Yeah. It's Macy's. I have traded Macy's, and I haven't minded it in the past. But it's a tricky stock. It's another NYSE stock, which means you got to be careful, especially right at the open, right? Wait for the volume to come in before you try and see what Macy's does. I don't mind it. I might set some levels on it, so we'll put it on a secondary. Oh my goodness, excuse me. I got the hiccups. Put it on a secondary. We'll see what happens with it just because it had earnings. And we can keep an eye on it. All right, another one of my favorites is up next on the list. Good old Lunar, Intuitive Machines. LUNR. Intuitive Machines was just fun. If you remember, this is the company that they build Martian landers. And the first time that they sent a lander up to the moon to test, it fell over. So that wasn't so good. But they're building another one. Don't you worry. But in the current quarter, look, they're not a company with a lot of revenue, so I always find that their earnings are a little weird because it doesn't matter. You only had one job. Yeah, well, it's a tough job. We got to give them that, right? That's a pretty complex job to do. I was looking at them earlier because I was interested. Apparently, they're now funding Mission 2, as they call it, their second lunar lander opportunity. So this time, hopefully, they'll get it right. And what I love is the fact that these are moon missions but they're selling rideshare. I actually had to read it a couple times to make sure. Rideshare of what? Like, we're not talking about, this is not Lyft or Uber rideshare. This is payload rideshare on their lunar lander. So presumably it's all scientific companies that would be buying this. Although maybe we could all group together. We could buy a rideshare just to send something totally ridiculous to the moon. I don't know, but I think that would be entertaining. We'll have to get Andrew. Maybe Andrew put some money in there. We'll buy like a tiny little space, and hey, John, maybe we could send like a bearable trading coin to the moon. What do you think?
I'd be willing to donate one. Yeah, it's a good cause.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We could do low Earth orbit fairly cheaply. I mean, relatively speaking, the moon's going to cost a lot of money, but just to get it flying around the planet at 17,000 miles an hour, we could probably get that money together.
Yeah, there's so much garbage, flying around the planet. Let's put some garbage on the moon.
Hey, agreed. Mess that place up.
We'll put that on the bucket wish list. So, anyways, they're getting money together to get these rideshare spaces filled for their mission 2, and they had earnings, but they're largely irrelevant because their earnings numbers are so low. But there you go. It got some gap. It's surprising volume, almost 1.5 million shares today. But if I look at the price action, it doesn't look all that impressive to me. It's again, I watched it for a period of time when it was doing the first lunar landing because I thought, this would be some great trading. It really wasn't. So it's not fun. I just like talking about it. So
there really isn't news about this morning, by the way, either. So like, if you look at the chart, it had a big day yesterday, which is not really affiliated with a particular piece of news. And I think today is the reverberation day. So
right.
Just watch out for that, because when stocks run up on basically not having news, but they have some wild day, they're usually pretty weak the next day.
That's very fair. Fair point. And you can see how many days it's, might have moved directionally, but doesn't mean it's tradable intraday. So we had a relatively good day, like a huge day compared to how much it normally moves. Keep in mind, that's still only like a $1.50 top to bottom type move. So today it's probably going to be an inside day with less movement. So we can move on from that. Probably talked about it more than we need to. All right, GFI is on the list. Goldfields Limited. I think they were earnings, maybe not. I remember saying them on the list. I didn't look them up. What's happening with Goldfields? Do you know, John?
GFI. No, I couldn't find anything on them. I just it made me think of an acronym I know and made me chuckle, but I don't know why it's moving.
Okay. Is this a military acronym?
I think it is, yeah.
I'm not familiar with it. Okay.
Well, the G is like good or great, and the I is idea.
Oh, okay. Well, then we can fill in the rest. All right.
Yeah.
GFI, not one I've used. So, okay, there you go. Well, good idea.
Not a popular military acronym, but I'm pretty sure we used to use that.
Okay. All right. I'm looking at ESLT. It was the next on my list. Nope, shouldn't be here. Garbage. Last thing I've got here is Alcon Inc. Nope, also garbage. So nope, don't like any of that stuff. Did I have anything else on my list? No, that's all I was tracking for earnings. So Macy's and Lunar, which were both the two gap downs, made the list, and we've already talked about them. John, anything gapping down that you want to alert us to?
We looked at. Did we look at JD?
No, we have not.
I don't know if that was on the scanner. So that was on the trading terminal scanner earlier this morning. They were down because Walmart is selling their stake in them, which is not good for any company to be ditched by Walmart.
Yeah, they should be. Yeah. They should be on our list. Why are they not on my list?
That would be the one ticker that I know it's more of a day trading stock. There was some news for Norfolk Southern, that's NFC, but I couldn't find out exactly why that was moving. Except they promoted some new guy to a senior position, and that was about it. So yeah, we covered the bigger ones.
I do like I do like JD. I mean, the price action is fairly flat pre-market so far. However, we're talking about 7 million shares having been traded, and it's down about 8% off of yesterday's close. So this could be in play. I've never figured out if JD is dual traded or not, but this could have some good price action. That is good news if, as you said, if Walmart is getting out of their stake. Do you know, did they already sell it or they just said that they're planning to?
Let me check. I don't know exactly.
We'll,
Well, actually,
let's
the
see.
news I saw said Walmart reportedly sold, as in past tense.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
would suggest it has happened. And they're going to
Sells.
focus more on Sam's Club in China. Is going to be their focus here.
Really? So they already sold it apparently. So they offered, they had 144 million shares and they offered it $24. Okay, so they're out. They're already out. All right, but still, it could be a good mover. You know what? I'll put it on the secondary list. Might want to keep an eye on that just to see if it moves today. It's historically actually, given us some trading opportunities. So might be worth watching today. So thank you for that, John. One that I was going to mention is PLTR, just because it's a favorite with a lot of people in our room. I noticed it was gapping down this morning, not very much on lower volume. I didn't actually look at it. I suppose I should have. Yeah, it's not looking awesome. Is this it's up at the highs though here. PLTR's had a run. Is this all time? No, it's not all time highs. It was much higher back a year ago or so. Okay, so but PLTR up here in a space that might provide opportunity. Okay, how about everybody in the room or on YouTube? Anything else that you want to look at? Javier is looking at JD, NVIDIA, and AMD. We already talked about those. TJX, Eric, yeah, we did talk about that. One of the earnings plays from earlier that wasn't I didn't love it. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. So I'd rather probably watch Target. Macy's we did talk about. Yeah, I do like that. That's going on my secondary list. Macy's and JD are going to fill out my secondary. So that's what I've got for today. Google. Abdel, you're mentioning Google. Let's see what Google is. The old Goog or the Google. Not doing much so far this morning. 500,000 shares roughly with about a 1% move. Google's always tough to know if there's news because it has so much news all the time.
Yeah, it is standing out a bit in that it's down over 1%, or like I said before, basically everything else is like mostly green and not up that much at all. So that one stands out a little bit, but who knows?
All right. If you like Google, then by all means, yeah, there could be some opportunity in that. Keep an eye on it for me and let me know if it moves. I noticed that Netflix is being mentioned here on YouTube. Let's see, NFLX. I know that a couple people mentioned it yesterday because it had another move up yesterday. Look at these 2 weeks. The month of August has been very good to Netflix as it's moved to. Did it move to all time? No, not all time. Well, maybe all time highs.
Yeah, I think it did. I think it did yesterday.
790. Oh, there was a day at 799 cents. So it did hit an all-time high yesterday. Okay, so yeah, we're in good all-time high range here on Netflix. I don't know. I mean, I've always struggled to trade Netflix because it does things like this. Like if I look at yesterday's price action, like you had to be there right at the open and just take it because then the rest of the day, look how boring this was. So you had one shot at it, and if you got in, you got your one move, but that was about it. So if you like Netflix and you don't mind watching it, then yeah, by all means, good call. It might be a good one to watch. What else are you guys calling out? Anything? TGFI? Yeah, you got or GFI? You mentioned that.
Pan
That's all I
W
see
by
mentioned.
somebody.
Sorry?
Pan W. I don't know if everyone else calls this Pan W or they call it PANW. In my brain, I say Pan W. But anyway, it had a big day yesterday, so potential volatility today.
Yeah, we were watching that yesterday. We did mention it in the pre-market show. I did try and take a short on this. I'm short biased, so I tried to take it short off the top. But as you can see, through most of the late morning, afternoon, it really just sort of held this level here. I could not get it to drop, so I basically took my trade off at break even. Ended up being a lot of nothing. So, but if you got the big pop off the open, I know that Jared said he was watching it for a move above 350. I mean, it certainly did that, right? You got a great $20 move if you were in there, but I didn't catch that. So today's likely to be a second day play. I don't expect that much of interest out of PanW, to be honest. And we're only sitting at 66,000 shares with only a 1/10% move. So yeah, I think the fun's over, is my guess. So, yeah. All right. I see Gabby in the chat room saying they're just starting their trading journey. Okay. Anyone from Europe? Oh my goodness, Gabby, we got lots of people from Europe. Absolutely. So you should find lots of European compatriots out there. All right. So that's what we've got for our gap list. We've got a decent list together. At least I think it's a decent list. Good to start the day with. With that, we're sitting at 9 o'clock. The time is good. Why don't we take a look at what we've got today? Because it is, it's Wisdom Wednesday, where we talk psychology wisdom right here at 10:30. We're going to have Kreda with us, who's one of the psychologists who's been helping us in the chat room for several years. And she actually made the trip all the way to Vancouver for our live conference that we did last year, which we greatly appreciate. Despite all the years I've been working and talking with her, that was the first time I had to meet her in person, which I thought was absolutely awesome. So she's going to be here at 10:30. All right, talking to us live for everybody on YouTube. So if you're in the chat room, we're going to go back to our regular moderators, right? And you'll have that. If you want to listen to Kreda, I know that she's got some stuff she wants to talk about. That will be at 10:30 on YouTube exclusively. So give us a thumbs up and a like for that. It's Wednesday, which means that based on Andrew's promise yesterday, it is also laptop day. We got enough likes yesterday to give away a laptop today. So we got a lot of stuff happening. So stay tuned. It's going to be great. We got live trading and then Kreda. Before that, though, let's tell you what our elite members get to listen to with our webinar today. John, you want to tell us about that?
I will, Peter. I just want to say, though, technically you can win the laptop without hitting the like button on YouTube. But practically speaking, it's not going to happen because there's a thing called karma. And everyone needs a little bit of help. There's no way in hell. I don't care who you can. It could be Vishnu or Allah or Jehovah or the flying spaghetti monster. None of them are going to help you get that laptop unless you click the like button. You got to do it. So otherwise, you're just going to watch someone else take away that laptop. So it's up to you. It's up to you. What did we say though? Something about psychology webinars here. That's right. Okay.
Psychology webinars tonight.
Randy Howell. Actually, I'll be in the webinar tonight with Randy. That'll be fun. I'm going to help him through that with the question and answer. But he's going to talk about dealing with your trading demons. That's a term I love. I thought I made that one up myself, but apparently Randy had the same idea. I mean, I like to think, you think of the good angel and the devil or whatever sitting on your shoulders. That devil is quite persuasive during your trading day, whispering in your ear to do dumb things and overtrade and take too big a size and all these things. So he's going to talk about how to get that guy off your shoulder. And then the following leading a webinar, I think he's going to be talking with Phil, and they're going to be talking about some of their insights in trading, strategy, psychology, and the title there, Support Network for Traders. That should be a great one as well. Good stuff.
Excellent. We said Wednesday, middle of the week today, which means that we still have half the week to go. If you want to join us here at Bearable Traders, we would love to have you. Now, if you've never joined the community and you want to kick the tires, we still have our $1 deal going on. Again, we want to give you a free opportunity to join. We just can't make it free because then the bots and the scammers jump in. So they're real cheap. They won't pay the buck. But if you're interested, that intro offer, basically you get it for $1. Okay, so instead of $39, if you're listening right now, you can get it for $1. But it's a one-time deal. Then hopefully you'll want to join us using a basic or elite monthly package or the elite annual. I noticed that we've slimmed this down, but the elite annual's up there. We also have now the diamond annual membership, a little different in that. Wow, this is what a great deal. I'm struggling with the price. Why would you go elite annual? You want diamond annual, apparently, because you also get a free funded DAS account. That's a great deal. Do that.
That was a real sham wow kind of moment there, Peter. That was very.
It really was, because I'm looking at the pricing. I'm like, well, wait a second, that's superly discounted. So forget the elite annual. Don't do that. Do the diamond annual, because you get everything from the elite annual plus a $50,000 funded account. I mean, that's
can you say all this with a British accent? Because in America, we get our best infomercials are delivered by British people because they're more compelling and believable. So
are they okay? Then no, not a good one. So I won't.
Can't do it now. All right. Well,
the Canadian accent isn't enough, eh? Doesn't inspire confidence, eh? All right. Well, that's too bad. Too bad for all. All right. So there you go. There's the membership options. Let's go back to the markets here and set some levels. I've got a few things on my watch list, a few things we can set some levels on. We're doing great on time. Really thanks to John keeping me on track instead of me having to tell dad jokes to Megan. But we get a chance to do that again tomorrow, I think. I think she's back tomorrow. Are you here tomorrow, John, or is Megan back?
I'll be here Friday and Megan's back tomorrow.
Oh, look at that. How exciting. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the watch list. Some of these are easy, right? So if you do this every day, you should have levels already set. We're going to look at some daily charts here because that's where I like to get the most impactful levels. I want to know where price action has either had support or resistance, or where it's spent a lot of time. Usually that results in support or resistance. You can see NVIDIA, for example, there's a whole range in here. If I was Megan, right, I would start drawing boxes because she likes boxes. But there's, to me, like if you look at sort of this space, this is an area where the price has spent a lot of time, and NVIDIA's right in that. So we know that it had trouble breaking over the $130 level yesterday. So I want to see if it breaks 130. That's a clear level that I would be watching. If it breaks anywhere below 120, I'll want to be watching that as well, because that certainly is signaling that we've got a big change in momentum and this thing is moving downward. But that's a big range. So which means that off of the more than the daily, I want to go in closer and see, okay, in a 60-minute chart, where has it spent a lot of time and where there's been a lot of price action that's been transacted. This orange line you can see in my chart is the what I call the line in control. It's basically where the most volume has traded, which is interesting. The most volume is traded around $123. So that's an area definitely I'm going to be watching for levels today. Now, I don't expect NVIDIA to drop down. In fact, I think it's going to go up. So probably the 130 is much more relevant than the 123, but we want to keep an eye on them. Go back to the daily chart. Then we certainly have the highs and lows of the previous 2 days, right, which brackets the current price range. It'll give me a good indication of where the price is going to move. Like I mentioned, to the high, right, 130 is basically where the high of the last 2 days have been, and then lows, well, we've got those marked here at around 126 and 123.50 respectively. So there you go. That's it for NVIDIA. All right, let's look at my friend AMD. People have been telling me, because I've had a long-term relationship with AMD, we were taking a break and I was playing around with NVIDIA. It's okay. It's all consensual. But maybe I should be moving back to AMD. It had a great move and day yesterday. I already got lots of levels set from all the time I've been watching it. AMD is really in a range here. Again, over 160, I'll be watching it. Over 164, I'll especially be watching it because I've got levels on the daily that I'm watching there. If it drops lower, well, then I've got the lows of the previous 2 days for me to keep an eye on. So that's what's going to keep me busy on AMD. We'll see what it does. I don't have to do much more than that. Thanks for your faith in my relationship, Cody. I appreciate that. And John, look at John. He's supporting my... He's putting up that news article here. Can I get it? Does it fit? Hold on. It's we're not breaking up. We're just taking a moment. So there you go. It's made the news. There you go. Power couple quits after years of torrid romance. I love it, John. All right, there you go. Well, we'll see. Maybe we can make up with AMD. It's we'll see how it goes over the next few days. Okay. Other than that, let's see, what else have I got on my list? Tesla was the other one that I said I was going to keep an eye on. Again, Tesla, I mean, it sits in a tough range here, but I know it typically moves a couple of dollars for me and give me price action. For levels, I don't have much more to set than I've already got. Highs and lows of the previous 2 days. Give me something to look at. The point of control, again, orange line you can see here, 216 on the daily. That's a place for me to watch. And then I've already got levels set higher at 230 if it goes that high. If it goes lower, well, we'll just have to see. We're in an area, if it goes lower, like I mentioned, we've got this gap area, right, that way back at the beginning of July, that I might want to watch here if it gets between the 217 and the 211. So that'll give me some areas to keep an eye on. All right, what else did I say I was going to watch today? Going to keep a look on Macy's just to see if it does something. Daily here in Macy's, looking very spotty, right? A lot of gaps on the Macy's chart over the last little while. I want to see certainly if it breaks below $15 here. See how it's sort of got some support at $15. It did have a day that was lower than that, but certainly 15 is an area to watch. So 1505 is where I'll put that marker. And then so many gaps here. It's tough to know where it had support. I would say right through here, 16 and a quarter is an area where it definitely had some support back in July. If it gets over that, we'd see if it would support it to the downside. Right now, we're sitting just below 16. So something for you to watch and a level to put. The highs and lows of the previous 2 days, interesting, way up above here. So I don't know that we're getting back there today. Already gapping down 10%. It would be great if Macy's could. That would show a strong move, but I'm not sure that it will. We'll watch it together, see what happens. Target was the next one on my list to set levels with. Target has got a big gap up here at 16%, which means for me to set levels, I got to watch, well, where it had support previously. That's right here at about 162.60. You can see it bounced off that level back in March and again in April. It moved above it briefly in May, but hasn't been back since. So now that we're up at 166 roughly this morning, certainly got to keep an eye on that. The other area I would watch for topside resistance potentially is this day where it hit and couldn't get higher at 169.09. So I'm going to put an advanced notice here, 168.90. So if it gets to that level, I'll know to pay attention to it. So that's what I'm going to set as levels on target. I'm going to clear. I clearly had. I'm going to remove these yellow lines. They don't need to be there. All right, and we'll see what happens with target. Last on my list was JD, one that John mentioned. It is a good target. A good target? Wait, JD's a good target? Never mind. JD might be a good trading opportunity with Walmart selling their shares in it. We see it gapping down about 8% today. Just below the current price action, I see a level where it had previous support at around 125 even. So I'll keep an eye on it there. If I look, I want to see what it's done pre-market. What are the levels that it's done after hours? Looks like it was as low as that as low as 25. So I'm going to put a level there to keep an eye on it, just in case it gets back down there again. What do we got? Yeah, $26 right now, and the high of pre-market $26.61. So I can leave that to as an area to watch. Sorry. Other than that. Yeah, I'm going to wait and see what JD does. JD doesn't tend to work in ranges very well, in my view. Again, it's another one. See how it's got very gappy days? It could do that a lot. So we'll see what JD does. So that's what I'm watching for levels on this and see what it's going to do. As we head towards the open, we're going to be welcoming our open traders. I think we've got Brian and Andrew. I saw Andrew in the room already, so that's good. It's good to know. And we are hoping that they're starting to get their lists in. I see quite a few lists in there. See if I can confuse. If I can confuse Brent again by asking John. You want to tell us what the moderators are watching? Push you back into service here.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Let's see what we got. So we've got, here it is on the screen. Jared's looking at Target, TGX, Google, Macy's, and what is Mpox? That isn't...
Mpox vaccines place. I don't think that's a specific stock. We were watching some of these in the last few days. There was like RKLB, Rocket Labs. No, that's the different one. GOVX. they had a stud. They were producing a monkeypox vaccine. So that's
Yeah,
what I'm
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to distract from my spiel here. This threw me off.
That's all right.
Looks like he's looking at a monkeypox stock. All right, so Pierre's looking at Tesla, Nvidia, and Google. So we got 2 for Google there. Susan, AMD, and Apple. Avi, AMD, Tesla, Nvidia. Mike, Nvidia. Andrew, Nvidia, AMD, Tesla, JD, and Target. So what's common across here? A lot of Nvidia, which was pretty common for us, and AMD look like a couple popular ones today. So I'll probably be watching similar. I liked AMD yesterday when I usually like NVIDIA more. So I'll be watching that and NVIDIA and probably Tesla as well. Oh, shoot. Wow, we have a lot of moderators. There's the rest of us. All right. Thor, AMD, Tesla, NVIDIA. Brian, Tesla, AMD, NVIDIA, Google, Amazon. Megan, Target, JD, NVIDIA. John, NVIDIA, Tesla, AMD, Amazon. Brendan, Target, NVIDIA, AMD, Tesla, Apple. Are you seeing a pattern here? Paris taking it home with NVIDIA, Tesla, AMD, Target, and JD. So, yeah, we are. This proves we are a community. We have become each other in many ways. So we're looking at a lot of the same stuff.
So we are, nothing wrong with that. And again, if you've got something that you like that you're watching that is not on the list, don't be shy with that, right? There's lots of good tickers out there. There's lots of other things that are moving and good opportunities. Our lists tend to reflect our trading styles and strategies. So yours should reflect your trading style and strategy as well. One of the things we, value out of the community is the fact that we have so many people in the community that are watching very different things, and they tend to call them out all morning. I mean, I often get a couple of things to look at. I don't often trade them, but every once in a while there's a great opportunity in there, and that's what that's what keeps me going and provides that value, I guess, every morning as I'm watching the Bear Bull Trading chat room. So thank you.
The cool thing is that NVIDIA was on there for nearly every moderator, and nearly every moderator is going to trade NVIDIA in a different way, which that's what makes it really interesting, because we're all going to sit back and look for our opportunity on something like NVIDIA and trade it in entirely different ways, have different targets, different stops, and different profit taking techniques. So it's fun to watch.
There you go. I do have 2 IPOs that I'm watching for this morning. WRD, which was supposed to have opened a few days ago, might open today, and something called PMAX. WRD is that We Ride company. I think I mentioned it a few days ago. It's the biggest IPO, and if it does open, I'm hoping it's going to be fun. This is an autonomous driving company out of China, so I'm hoping that again it opens and is sort of fun as a trader, but I'll let you know if and when those actually open today. All right, guys, we're heading towards the open. We've got about 12 minutes before the open, which is a little earlier than we're normally done, but that's good. That good. Give us more time with our open traders. I don't even know if they're queued out there yet. Let's check and see. I don't see them. I don't see them setting up, so they're probably still getting ready. Andrew's rubbing the sleep from his eyes, trying to get himself ready and good to go, taking some mushroom powder and I don't know, doing some calisthenics maybe. I don't know.
He's already cracking jokes here in the chat that the YouTube people can't see, but Andrew's been on fire with some comedic comments here this morning, so he must be awake.
He must be awake. He's ready to go. Well, no wonder he's on fire. Look, he's got yet another jacket. So more awesome costumes. You bring like a wardrobe van, and you travel like a celebrity, do you, when you go to Burning Man? Andrew? Check.
We have you on, Andrew.
Can you hear me?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
How are you guys?
I said, I picture, traveling with an entire big wardrobe and staff when you go to Burning Man so that you can change your outfits every few hours.
Yeah, I do have a big wardrobe to take. Every few hours we change it because we are in a Burning Man mode. So what was talking about? What? Yeah, microdosing. Yeah, definitely done. Check mark.
Okay.
Coffee is done. What are we doing? Market is gapping up. Thank you so much, John, for covering for Carlos. Where is Carlos, by the way?
He's on vacation.
Oh, really? He didn't tell me that.
Yeah. Well, he's He's allowed to take vacation. I guess the need to know basis, Andrew.
All right. So, I do have pants, John, because Mike is here, so I can't be naked. So, but I'm in my underwears. But Mike is here, so I decided to risk him, to put pants on, and which was big. But anyways, so to JD's gapping down because Walmart sold their shares on JD. Target is up, is the earning. It's always good when the retailers are gapping up because they show the consumers have money, or at least spending the money. I don't know if they have the money. Is Mr. Pezim coming, Mr. Bull? Ala, how are you? You've been away for some time. Ala from Calgary. I thought you blew up your account, Ala. All right, guys, we have the laptop. I think John made a mistake in announcing that the like doesn't impact your laptop, but it actually does. If you want to be in the draw, you need to like the video. So this is very important. So you have to like the video to be on the draw. So I don't understand why somebody come watch the YouTube and don't like, because you don't like laptops, you don't like free laptops. You have to like it because that's how our program gets the users. Yeah, Carmel.
Good morning, comrade.
Commandant, good morning. You look like is your wife beater? Is your costume today? Brian is a wife beater today. That's your costume.
Not quite. Just not as dressed up as you. Let's just say that.
Nice.
So swung some. So I have some VKTX from yesterday. It's
VKTX.
pretty good. Yeah,
Oh,
VKTX.
Do you still have the SOXL? Because you've got some SOXL.
No, I sold it on Jared's
SOXL,
recommendation.
Nice. Jared's recommendation cost you 1%, I guess. Today. This is gapping at 1%.
Yes, true. I won't hold it against him.
Jared is always costing money.
Okay. Amazon seems like Target beat their numbers, top and bottom line. They also mentioned that consumers are going to some discretionary products, which means they're not just buying food. So consumers in good shape, apparently.
Consumer is great shape. I told you, they bought my Lamborghini in 2 days. That consumer is in great shape. There is no recession, guys. I'm telling you.
No. We were out last night. With Mike for dinner. We had $25 Chinese dumplings.
We went to a restaurant yesterday with Mike and Brian. There was a soup, like $160 a soup. You explain, Brian, what was in that soup?
Oh, it's a special soup that Chinese revere called bird's nest soup. No, it's not shark fin. It's like this. So they go out and they find these little bird nests, and I guess they've got all sorts of saliva and all the rest of that stuff in it that's supposed to be good for you. It's called something 32. The usual risk profile. I'm looking for at least 3 to 1. All right. So again, it's
All right,
kind
guys.
of looking. Oh, Google's selling off.
So we went yesterday to a restaurant, and the soup was $160 for a soup. It was a Chinese restaurant, and then I said, "What is in there?" It says there's what is it?
It's called Bird's
The
Nest.
birds.
Bird's Nest.
And I said, "Go." He said, "No, not poop. It's Slav. It's what is the Slavia? What is it called?
Saliva.
Saliva. Bird's saliva. How do you get the bird's saliva?" And I said, "I don't want that. I can spit on that thing myself." You don't need to charge me $160 for that soup.
Crazy. Anyway, the food was really good. It's really good.
Oh yeah, it was really
It
good.
was not like a typical Vancouver Chinese restaurant. It's actually part of the Paradox Hotel, which is where we are holding our next meetup in March.
Yeah, so that's why we went there. So it's next to Paradox Hotel for next year conference. We went there.
Yep. Google popped up and sold off. I take it Google's under pressure again because of this FTC.
Guys, we
investigation.
have the Money Show presentation today, by the way. We have a very important presentation today on Money Show. We actually talk one of the strategies that beats the markets on day trading. It's really, really nice. Carlos Zaratini and I are going to do that. I put the link over there in the chat. So I would appreciate if you guys come and join our presentation. It's a really, really nice presentation. Carlo put a lot of time on it. All right, so I'm sharing my screen, guys, in the chat room. You guys see my screen. On YouTube, you guys delayed. You don't see my screen in real time. So if you want to join us, you can join our community in one of the memberships that we have. The best membership that we have right now is a diamond membership that it comes with a $50,000 funded training account. You can actually take the profit out of it. So it's really good for the people who want to learn how to trade, but they don't want to risk, or they don't have $25,000, or they don't want to risk the hard-earned money. I think it's the best training program that anyone is out there.
Huh. Yeah. So Tesla's breaking out high of pre-market. Google's back down to low pre-market. So Tesla looks like it's going to be in play again here today.
Target is trading well above VWAP, and that's not good.
AMD's down a bit.
What is it? Bookmap Tesla is bullish. It's super bullish.
I can't. I'm not looking at indexes, but AMD's kind of bullish. Here we go. Ding, ding, ding. Remember, AMD can be quite choppy at the open, so just be careful.
All right, so no order on target yet. Tesla is weird.
Tesla's got some levels. There's a whole lot of bids at 121, 122. Google's dropping.
Well, is dropping. Huh? What about NVIDIA?
AMD dropped a bit. The open. Oh, selling some VKTX at, oh, that was nice. 67.50. It's my swing trade. Tesla's looking like it's going to push.
SPY's hitting scanner. Interesting.
Yeah, big wick at the
Target.
open.
No trade for me. Tesla is kind of interesting, but too far from the VWAP. I'm going to skip 1 minute opening range breakups. Looks like my data isn't coming properly. So everybody's getting this problem, or it's only me? Looks like my
It
data is
seemed
kind
to
of...
be okay.
I changed my code server. Yeah, I don't know why my... let me reset my DAS. It's a little bit slow. My data is not coming properly. I'm gonna sue that.
Sold some more VKTX at 68.
So do you think it might be my internet? How's yours is fine? Yeah.
Yeah, mine's fine.
Mine's okay.
No, I mean my place. Mike is in my place. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Mike's right beside you there.
All right, Target selling off. NVIDIA is weird. Nothing
Yeah.
super exciting. Amazon is interesting.
No, nothing yet for me.
NVIDIA is popping up. Should I get some long? I'm going to get some long NVIDIA just to be part of history. 127.54. No, definitely there is something weird going on in my platform because I also didn't get filled properly. 127.50. Let's see if we can get a 1 minute range break up toward 128. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
along
some
with
shady
you on
stuff going
NVIDIA.
on.
Along with you on
I guess
NVIDIA.
I got filled. Yeah, I got a partial fill on NVDA, which is not bad.
So it's right at the pre-market high. So AMD might move.
Yeah, 128 would be interesting if you can get. That would be super cool if you can get to 128.
Yeah, there's some big orders at 128.
It's not bad that I got partial fill because I'm not really trusting my computer now. And it looks like NVIDIA kind of rejected that. It's not fun anymore when we lose money.
Not fun. Okay.
Yeah, the problem with NVIDIA is, guys, remember that NVIDIA isn't really gapping up or down. So it's kind of flat. And usually the stocks that are flat tend to be choppy. So there's not really no reason for it to be super volatile. Or could be volatile, but it's not directional, like super choppy.
Yeah.
Let's see what Target is doing. Target setting off. Oh yeah. I'm gonna share my screen again. Sorry guys, this I had to. All right, so I'm gonna get stopped out on the NVDA. Yeah, there's definitely some shady things going on with DAS today. It's my DAS.
Qs are dropping.
Oh, maybe not. my gas is delaying. I just entered. The AMD is popping up. Tesla's going up.
Yeah.
So I'm back long on NVIDIA 127.40. Tesla is interesting. AMD is super interesting. AMD is going to go to 157.
AMD.
Should
Yeah.
I call in? I'm going to see if I can get long on AMD. Shit. Let's see. Can I face the screen?
There we go. Held through that
AMD
pull
is like-
back.
so-
Come on.
Yeah, there
Come
is
on, NVIDIA.
some weird thing going on in my DAS right now. I'm long AMD. NVIDIA, I'm also long. AMD
Yeah,
popped
we're going.
NVIDIA
We're
popped
going.
up.
Here we go.
I'm going to add some NVIDIA, guys, 127.79. Let's see if we can get to 128.
Hmm.
I mentioned, it looks like my orders are kind of weird.
Here we go. 128. Gonna give it to us, baby.
All right, so AMD is popping up.
We did get a print at 160. All right.
NVIDIA, I want the, okay, NVIDIA popped up too, guys. So I'm partialing an
NVIDIA's
NVIDIA at
fine.
128. AMD also have a big size. I'm partialing 157.50. Yeah, it looks like some weird action going on in my platform.
Got ghosts in the machine.
That was a nice pop we got. Things came
Yeah.
out.
I'm just selling some more VKTX 69. Whoa. 69.70. Wow, that was nice. Take that. I'll take that.
Doesn't load for me.
Jared, what did I say? What did I say yesterday? Target was $70. Peter was skeptical. He said, "Sounds like you pulled that number out of the air."
So you guys have nobody has any issue with DAS today, no? Looks like I'm trading in the future.
I
No?
did. I told
Okay,
you
so
70. Here we go. Here we go, baby.
Right, so AMD is a little bit worrisome. I can reduce my
Come on.
shares as an AMD. Yeah, see, I get filled like up there. NVIDIA is popping up too.
It's going to explode through 70. Come on.
You know what I mean? The orders get filled right at the price, but the charting is delayed. I know that happened to me before. That's why the orders
Yeah,
get filled in
I
real
know.
time, but the charting is a little bit issues. And that's okay. So I have to trade in the past.
You have to trade in the past.
So what I see is 10 seconds delay, which is okay.
Hmm.
I can trade close eye too. Nice. So I had a pretty good day on AMD and NVIDIA. I still have a lot of NVIDIA at R4.
NVIDIA does have some orders higher, but we're getting to R4 here. So
Yeah, I definitely have data issues right now. That's so we're gonna change the code server on DAS and see if the problem is going to solve it or not. All right, guys. So NVIDIA, I'm selling more above R4.
yeah, I'm just
AMD.
selling some. I'm selling some here as well. 128.20.
5, 6. Do you think today is the day that we get all-time high, Brian?
What is all-time high on NVIDIA?
565.
Back. It's 140.76. I doubt it.
Brian is gonna do backflip if we do all-time high today.
Well, maybe off a diving board, but my backflip days are.
All right, so NVIDIA
Kind of
is doing
weird.
some stuff up there. That's good. I have 6,000 shares of AMD and 7,000 shares of NVIDIA, according to DUS. In reality, it might be something else.
In reality, it might be something else. You're trading in the matrix. Struggling at R4 here.
Who's the struggling up for NVIDIA?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, so AMD is coming down to my break-even point. We're stopping out on it. NVIDIA is still not at my break-even point,
It's a bit of a
but the market
liquidity grab.
seems a little bit weird.
Well, it's just not going anywhere. We did try to break out and then kind of pulled back. Qs are pretty close to high of day. Come on, NVIDIA, you can do it. Yeah. A bit of a pullback here now.
Yeah, AMD didn't do anything.
Yeah, AMD came back down. Kind of a false breakout. A little bit worried about NVIDIA here. Thor could be trading against us too. Could have shorted it.
Amazon is going high, very nice. AMD went red. Interesting. I am not in AMD. The only thing that I have is NVIDIA. My average on NVIDIA is 127.49, which is kind of below with average. The market seems super flat. What about the stocks
super
that play
choppy.
targets? Target did not bounce. JD, wow. JD is kind of weird.
JD's not
Walmart
doing
is kind of
anything.
weird.
Target's not doing anything.
Amazon is going nicely.
Yeah, I kind of threw Amazon on at the last minute. I should have.
John trades Amazon very nicely.
Yeah, nice breakout. Okay. Thinking of getting out of NVIDIA, the rest of it here. I'm going to, yeah. Get out of it.
So did you chicken out on NVIDIA?
Yeah. I just don't like the way it's sort of stalling here. I might get back in if it starts to break higher, but right now it just seems like sellers here.
So
It might
Brian
break
chickened
higher.
out. I'm going to add.
Yeah.
I'm going to add
I
on
chickened out.
NVDA. 128.50 we're going to get. Oh my God, there are 666 likes. Somebody quickly like or dislike the video. Quickly. We have 666 likes. Somebody, I either like or unlike. Oh, thank God, yeah.
Okay, no trades for me.
Yeah,
Except
somebody,
a little-
definitely this
except a
gas
little-
lag is an issue. Tesla is popping up.
Yeah. Except there's a little bit of VKTX left. Although it's pulling back now too. Got within 1 cent of my target.
On NVIDIA, guys. There you go. Partialing now.
Yeah, Qs are breaking out. SPY broke out. Big candle.
Indy turned out to be jerky, huh? So NVIDIA is kind of there. I mean, we got a good run on NVIDIA. I'm not super excited about this one. I don't think it's going to go much higher. I mean, again, remember that today is the day that NVIDIA is trading in a sidebar range. There's really no point for it to be going up or down. Market seems that kind of holding a little bit above 560. That was a decent day. I'm not really super proud of it. It's not something that I put on my resume, but that's a good day.
I'm just looking at market pulse. A lot more sells than buys right now on NVIDIA. Tesla's going to break out here, looks like.
Tesla turned out to be super nice, but there's a ticker called on. Let's see what on is. On. It's a nice ticker. Looks like it has some sort of news. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a semiconductor, I think.
Either in news or somebody's buying a position there. John? Sorry, not John. Mike,
Big ask at 128 on NVIDIA. Aggressive buying right above that.
all right, guys. So let's see what NVIDIA is doing.
You're going to do a liquidity grab right here at 128. Google's breaking out. Oh, look at Tesla go too. Again, Tesla's, that's interesting. Saw that one actually coming.
All right, guys, starting back. NVDA. We are trading options. Yes, Wolf Tricks. Yes, we do.
Yep. We do trade options.
We do trade a lot of options. Naked and with close on, both. Targets dropping. JD not. NVIDIA is still holding. And is there news on 10, huh? I think it's the job numbers or something like that.
10 o'clock.
Revised job numbers apparently are coming out, yes.
Yes.
Tesla turned out to be nice, better than all of them. Tesla daily chart is interesting. So we might go all the way up to maybe 226. All right, so NVIDIA is dropping to my break-even point, guys. I'm getting out of NVIDIA. So I'm flat now for the day. I'm all out of NVIDIA.
I knew it.
You knew what?
It was going to sell off. But it had to do one
You
more
can't do that,
pop.
Brian. You can't say it now. You have to say it before. All right, so what else other trade?
You did get your pop. So you got your pop, so that's good.
Yeah, I think I had a pretty good day. It's not a day that I want to tell my grandchildren about, but it was decent. Meta is popping up. Yeah, the jacket is for Burning Man, so we are in the spirit of Burning Man.
Apple's got a big order at 227. See what Google's really moving up here.
So from the big tech, Meta is going up, Amazon is going up, and Google is set.
Yeah.
Usually it's huge. Donald Trump Media Group was also hitting the scanner. That one is up 7%. There, this DJT is. Gotta have some really, really balls to invest in this company. Look at that. 10 to 75 and then down to 22.
Crazy, eh? Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's popping up from a massive sell-off. Seeing what Google's had quite the run. I think it could go green on the day. We're going. Looks like we're going high of day on Qs and SPY right now.
Looks like a SPY wants the all-time high very soon.
Yep.
He's asking for it. Maybe not today. It's a little bit too far for today. It's too much to ask. For today, it's too much to ask from a SPY.
But you never know.
Never know. I mean, they can squeeze from you in a day. He wants to.
Remember, we'll be getting jobs numbers on Thursday, and then we get to listen to Powell speak at 10 a.m. Jackson Hole, where he'll tell us all about.
Why do they do that in Jackson Hole? What is this meeting that all the central bankers? There's nothing there. It's just a ranch.
I don't know. It's a big deal every year.
Right,
You
so
can
the
go
market
hang
is
out with.
repeating.
Go hang out with.
No, I know it's
Jamie
outdoor,
Dimon.
but I know what the best bankers in the world go to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Why would they do that?
I don't know.
Because there's nothing
They
to
should
do
be
there. So they
Burning
can talk
Man.
economics. You don't get distracted.
They should come to Burning Man.
No, too many distractions.
Imagine annual meetings of all the central banks in Burning Man in the Orgy Dome. Like, imagine that they make the policies for the
Yeah,
world.
I think John can do a meme really quickly of Jay Powell in a steampunk outfit.
Okay, so let's find a trade. Let's stop from partying and that kind of thing. Let's get character.
Tesla did a really, really nice rejection at R4.
RBLX is hitting the scanner. Wow. RBLX is moving up, huh? Somebody's buying RBLX. Lux. Mara. Bitcoin is doing nothing. It's driving Bitcoin drives people crazy at 59,000, huh? All right, guys, 782 likes. We do a laptop at 1,000 likes. And remember, guys, you got to be liking the video to be part of the laptop. If you're not, then you don't get that. So, what's the symbol for Magnet 7? Batman, I don't think there's any symbol for Magnet 77.
I thought there was. It's like FANG, isn't it?
FANG is a ticker for...
I think so. I could be wrong. Could be just dreaming that.
No, Diamondback Energy. No, that's the Diamondback Energy FANG.
Okay.
So market popped up. Not... Shit, I'm so tempted to get back to NVDA. What about TQQ? I haven't traded TQQ for a very long time. Yeah, TQQ is nice too. Did I go to TQQ? Is the revised number is good?
Video looks like it might want to break out here. It's
So market
Order at
popped up.
128.50. Yeah, Qs are breaking out.
So market,
Market did a kind of a big doji there. Tesla's coming down to PDC, probably going to bounce here.
kind of tricky to, kind of knew that, kind of tricky. NY Fang, that's the ticker. How many A? 1A. Is that a joke?
NY Fang. See, I knew it had something to do with a fang.
Yeah, the market doesn't seem that it has much of a momentum to either side. Except the Nvidia is going to go break out, huh?
Yeah, I just got long NVIDIA at 128.35. So I'm long NVIDIA again.
So Nvidia broke out. Nvidia turned. I mean, I wish I was holding Nvidia, but today is a day that I'm not actually aggressive because
Here we go.
it's very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Joe. Very, very
Looking
nice.
good. I'm going to take, I'm going to sell some here at 60.
Are you long?
Yeah, I got back along 128.35 when it started to break out.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but for some reason I didn't do it.
See, we get 129 here. Here's an order at 128.80.
Very nice pattern.
Yeah, it's coming up. Come on. Don't fail me now.
Bonds dropped and they're bouncing back.
Look at that. VKTX has gone red.
PPS is red.
Yeah, VKTX is red. See, now I'm glad I partialed out there. Got within 1 cent of $70. Let's say ASTS is popping, eh?
SCS is running again.
Yeah.
Is this one a meme
Amazon.
stock or it actually has some stuff going on?
I think it's, we were talking about this yesterday, debating whether it's a meme stock. it's showing up on a lot of the, the Reddit, the boards and stuff, and it does get a lot of volume. So, I mean, is it a meme stock? I don't know. It doesn't. It's not a low float. I think it's got like 100 million or 110 million shares outstanding. So spending too much time here with an NVIDIA. Okay, it's back in my
So it looks
break
like the
even.
numbers came out, but didn't impact the market at all. Normal pop and yeah, I had a pretty good day. Considering that it doesn't seem like a very volatile day. Amazon is moving up. Amazon might continue running up.
Yeah, Amazon's on fire. I think it's just those numbers in the comments from Target saying their consumer discretionary products are selling. Okay, I'm getting ready to bail on NVIDIA if we don't bounce here. I'm getting out of it. The rest. Qs are selling off, SPY's selling off. That's another reason I decided it didn't seem like the markets were helping me at all here.
Yeah, Meta looks like it wants to go to all-time high. I wouldn't be surprised if Meta makes the all-time high today.
What does Meta look like? Wow, holy cow! What an amazing 2-minute chart. There is not one red candle on it since.
Isn't it the most beautiful charts you ever seen in your life? Look at that. It just keeps going up. Like the life should be like that. Step go up. Yeah, this is definitely position taking. Somebody just keeps buying.
Yeah, some momentum. There's probably some options buying going on there too.
Yeah.
Had 539.77 back on the 15th.
Google is garbage. Never really traded nicely. DJT not. RPLX.
542. What's Mike trading? Is Mike trading NVIDIA?
Mike, what are you trading? He's trading NVIDIA and Tesla. As a proud California man, he's trading Tesla.
Yes, he's a Kansas City guy now. I don't know. There could be Tesla. Could be NVIDIA is still getting a lot of buying. It's kind of flattening out though on the price, on the aggressive sells and aggressive buys. See what's Tesla doing. Ace of tape. More buying than selling. This is going to work. How does this work?
We're sitting at
So
850 likes. Not quite 1,000 yet.
let's get 1,000 likes, guys, and then I want to tell you a secret. If you get to 1,000 likes, I'm going to tell you a secret.
Oh, wow.
There goes.
A
Look at
juicy one?
NVIDIA go. NVIDIA's going to 129 now.
Do you want to hear a personal secret about my life? Then 1,000 likes.
Will this get us banned on YouTube?
No, I don't think so. If we did a violation, I think they gave us a notice or something. Huh? We are still good.
Okay.
I'm the kind of
Yeah, they might.
no, from all the things that I put high in regard, the rules are not one of them. So, I'm a
They might.
it's always very.
They might take your plaque back.
They have to give me a new one. With the support of the community, they have to give me a new one for 1 million. NVIDIA popped up.
Yeah, it broke out.
No, it still is a laptop, but the secret is coming too. Yeah, I'm desperately looking for something. We also have a special guest, guys, today. So we do have a special guest. Kredesh is coming, and we want to have Ask Me Anything fireside chat with her. So you can ask her questions about trading and, having high performance. And then she can answer from her perspective as a coach and psychologist, and I can answer from my perspective as a trader. So that would be very, very nice if you can actually have a really good contribute to that conversation. Because this channel is very important. If you want to continue running this YouTube live, it's very important what exactly we want to add the value, because you don't owe your time to us. So what kind of value we can add? And I don't want to overtrade here just because I'm live on YouTube. I want to stick to my rules. This is my main trading account. This is my life. And I want to set a good example. So bringing these guests are good. And again, the market, remember that you are not supposed to trade all the time in the market. Like right now, I'm actually not having a FOMO. Maybe as a performer on YouTube, maybe I'm thinking I should look for something. But as a trader, I really don't need to do. But my day is like $13,000. Had some good trade on AMD and NVIDIA. Not super great, but so I'm just hovering around. And again, my position, most of my money is sitting on VOO, which is going down right now. So I'm trading.
Yeah, we just something happened.
Yeah, it's gonna come. That trading opportunity, guys, is gonna show itself. Don't push it. This financial market has always been volatile. There are days that are quiet, but that drop is gonna come.
Wow, look at the Qs and SPY have dropped. Huge. I don't know. Were one of the Fed speakers talking? Wow. That was a big drop. Should probably might bounce back here. Non-farm payroll, I don't know if we had that. Let's look at trading terminal. And we can look on the calendar, see what we had. It was kind of weird though. It's at we just did this drop at 10:15, which isn't typically a time we get news released. There's nothing economic.
So Sam is asking why your partial today was too early. This is not the time. I knew that this is not the day for NVIDIA to blow up like 5% because open flat, there's no news on it. Doesn't seem that market is super volatile. So that's why I took a faster partials. It's a very good question. I know this is the time, not the day that NVIDIA is going to run 10%. It's kind of and usually what is about gapping up or down. And, again, that's inside bar, you're trading within the inside bar. It's better not to trade it at all. But, NVIDIA has always been very nice in terms of liquidity and order flow. So, but if I was trading something like that, I know it has the potential to blow. It's earnings, news, and everything. No, you got to be very patient on that. Like if, for example, NVIDIA earning, I think is next week. That kind of price action. You got to be more patient. All right, so
we're bouncing back from this sell-off.
Peter, Kyle is demanding a answer. Peter has to be responsible for this drop.
Sometimes
these drops. Sometimes these drops are totally normal. Like for example, like how many shares of SPY has been dropped? Like 300,000 shares. If a fund decides to liquidate something, just they dump it, and then as you see, slowly bouncing back. The market makers are buying back again. Usually, the news the volume picks up. Usually, breaking news and the things that happens that changes the behavior of the financial market players is gonna, the volume picks up, the order flow is just continue. But these drops, maybe somebody just wanted to dump something, and then that's it. It slowly comes back up. And because everything is correlated, like if they do dump a SPY, Qs definitely dump like that as well, because there are coordinated their assets. So
yeah, there were no Fed speakers today. The only thing we've got Wednesday today at 2:00, we've got the release of the July minutes, the Fed meeting, which can cause a little volatility. See, I knew I should have bought that dip. Damn. Andrew, why didn't I buy that dip? Look at NVIDIA bounced right off the VWAP.
ETQ is bouncing back as well. I wouldn't be surprised if today is going to go very heavy long.
The dip. Peter, but that's the question. Did you buy the dip, Peter? That's a Jared trade. No way. Nice, Ad Zeros. Way to go. Ad Zeros does some really good trades. Google right
I like
back.
to buy some SDXL.
Right back to high of day. That dip, and then look at that dip, and then we go right back to high of day on the Qs. Right back to high of day on Google. Son of a gun. Okay, well, let's chalk that one up to a Romo trade. Regret of missing out.
Right.
Nvidia is right back near high of day now. Apple had a nice bounce too there. It's back at high of day.
I got some TQQ, but I am actually setting it, most of it, because I don't like that. I'm actually getting out of my TQQ. I don't want to trade TQQ. This is the addiction, and I have a very addictive personality. Yeah, I got long and I sold it. I don't know why I'm taking this trade out of TQQ.
Holy crap. Wow, VKTX really sold off.
Yeah. Viking Therapeutic. What do they do?
Yeah.
What kind of drugs they're working?
It's I think it's weight loss. They've been really volatile, hard to trade, but I did like the way it traded yesterday. So when it went out, I kind of thought it was going to cap up next day. Peter asked me where it was going, and I said $70, and I missed it by a penny. Oh, good. That's an okay day. You're still green. As long as you honored your stops, and by the looks of it, I guess your biggest loss was Microsoft. Tesla selling off again. So we're getting geared up to do this this laptop. Mike was telling me
we do.
Yeah,
We
Mike was
do.
telling me he needs a new laptop. So
Who
maybe
needs the
he'll,
new laptop?
Mike, the guy behind you.
Dude, he's good. Don't worry about him. He has pension. He's making good money. He's a good trader. You know, his family money. That guy sitting over there is worth $5 million now, right now, cash. Don't worry about Mike.
Don't worry about
Yesterday
Mike.
I got him drunk and I asked some questions. How much assets you have? And he's so naive. He said that, oh, our family has, we have a ranch over there, a bunch of Oregon properties and stuff. I said, how much is your pension? I said, no, this guy's good. Don't worry about him.
Yeah,
He's worth 5 times I am right now. And he's 47. The kids are out of school. They have good jobs, good scholarship.
Yeah.
Don't worry about this. I think there are more people in need of laptop than this guy.
Yeah.
So 943 likes. You don't want to hear a personal secret, no? Right? It's your choice. Market is super boring today.
It is. Kind of up and down.
I need to go to the bathroom, and credit is coming in 5 minutes. Should I stay or should I go now?
Well, you gotta do the laptop before you jump over to Creda, right?
No, we do the laptop after credit because I want to know the people who actually committed to stay for the call. If I give the laptop, you guys get the laptop and go and have party. No,
Okay.
you gotta stay. You gotta comment.
Okie dokie. Diddly doodly.
Yeah, sorry guys. Today wasn't really super. I told you today. This is not a day that I want to be proud of in trading.
Yeah, but you gotta take what the market gives you. You can't say, "Oh, every day is going to be a great day," because sometimes the market, doesn't give you some great opportunities. Except, really, we missed Meta was probably the trade du jour, if anybody took that.
Okay, guys. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna few minutes gonna walk away. you think about why you didn't like the videos and about all the past inspirations that you have, and then I'll see you in a few minutes. Brian, and when Kredesh is coming, then I
Yes.
think you have to be on mute or something. You can't trade or you can't talk in the chat room because we want to stream also in the chat room at the same time. We usually put the
Oh,
guests
I
only
see.
on YouTube, but we're going to actually stay in the chat room. So, and today I don't think you're going to miss anything. I don't think you're going to make any trade anyways. So,
No, but I'll I'll miss Krita. Okay, you go to the washroom there, and we'll look for some trades here. Yeah, no, the market's been, when I look at AMD, I mean, it's just been a sort of a chop fest. Nvidia hasn't been much better. It's been sort of trading in a range, tried to break out, not. And what else? Tesla's been quite volatile today. Actually did a nice reversal off R4. There's been a few opportunities here. Tesla's maybe going back to test the VWAP here. JD was boring. I kind of took it out right off my list because it just wasn't doing anything. Google rolling over a bit.
Good morning again, Brian.
Good morning, sir.
Your trading has slowed, I noticed. The markets are consolidating for the moment. At least most things are.
There isn't, there's not really much I'm kind of interested in trading right now. I see Megan's making moves with JD.
Yeah, some of the Chinese stocks, JD, Baba, both moving, but you're right. Everything else seems to be consolidating in a range. Probably a great time then to talk about the psychology of the market. You think?
Peter, sorry. Can you check
Yes.
your Telegram? I sent you a message. Andrew will be taking over that segment.
Okay, I've been fired.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
okay.
Sounds like it.
You can spend more
Andrew
time with
actually
AMD
has
now.
to be here to do it. I see an empty seat. So,
He's coming right back.
Yeah. Promises.
So Brent, I guess I'll drop off here.
Yeah. we're
could
going to
probably just
also
mute.
host this in the chat room, so just
Okay.
mute yourself, and then we'll
Yep.
come back for the laptop draw after we're done.
Okay.
Just a little change of plan, but you know, we'll adapt.
All right. So am I dropping off vMix?
Just stay.
Okay.
You can stay on vMix, just stay on mute. That's it. We won't see you or anything.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
stay
Well,
on
I almost got to talk with Kreta. Bye.
Next time.
No, Peter, don't hijack my microphone time. You had enough. Don't hijack.
I was excited. I'm
time.
always excited to talk with Kreta, and fine. You want the honor? You're the boss man. I should have fired you when I had the chance earlier this week. All right.
I know.
All right. Let's give Kreta some time.
All
Here.
right.
All right. Over to you guys.
Yeah, let's get back into character. How do I hear Kreta, Brent?
You're going here in a moment. I'm going to switch over to you two.
Oh, perfect.
There we go. Andrew, take it away.
Yes, good to see you, Kreta. How are you doing?
Hi, Andrew. I'm good, thanks. It's just a
Mike,
bit
come here and say
confused
hi
if
to
it
you,
was
Kreta.
on
I put a
mic or not.
special formal suit for you, Kreta. This is because
Alright.
you are so special. And Mike is also
I'm on.
here
Oh, hi,
in my
Mike.
apartment.
How are you?
You've been to my place. You came this year to my
I
place.
didn't make
you?
it. I was jet lagged and I went home straight after dinner. So
Oh, nice.
I
Well,
didn't
next
make it.
year I
to the
show
place.
off my penthouse. So when you come, that's the whole point of his view and everything. I'm just kidding. All right. So, well, thank you so much, coming, Kreta. And I actually, so the idea for you having here is you've been very, very helpful to our community. People love working with you. And we were thinking of maybe once a month we come and have this fireside chat. You know, if anyone has any question, and you know, I can answer from my own perspective, and you answer from your, you know, the knowledge and science and experience that you have. Did I get this right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm up for that for sure.
Excellent. So I want to start actually with one thing that I noticed. Hit me today is the issue of over trading and struggling with just making too many trades. It's just kind of like an addiction. And I told people in the YouTube that if you get to 1,000 likes, I'm going to give you an secret. They didn't, but I'm going to tell you. My dad had severe addiction problem. So in Iran, it was opioid. So he was, smoking a lot of opioid. I don't think he had access to street drugs and stuff. So, but he was everywhere. So I have also, addictive personality. Like, I can see it in myself, like in the way that I party, the way that I, drugs. There was some times that I was doing cocaine, like, for a few months, almost every single day. And I see that this addiction in me. And trading is just the most dangerous thing that you can give to an addict person. How to control this? What's your thoughts? How we could, yeah.
It's a super question, and it is one of the biggest challenges that traders face. I think, like, it's one of the most common ones that comes up again and again. And it's interesting that you're, saying that about the addiction side of it, because there's different reasons why people do it. So sometimes it comes from deep subconscious beliefs, and then sometimes it is down to brain chemistry and how you're wired. So there is an addictive element to trading. You do get a dopamine hit. So there's actual, like, your brain chemistry is activated when you put on a trade, and it gives your brain a reward, and that reinforces the behavior. So even speaking about cocaine, the same neural pathways are activated when you put on a trade as when you take cocaine, as when you tick off a to-do list. It's like your motivation center of your brain. So you're right to say that there is an element of being wired to like the rush and the adrenaline of it. That's one reason why people overtrade, and then there's other reasons as well. But one of the really useful techniques that you can use if you want to try and address that is to actually, one, ask yourself, can you get that buzz elsewhere out of trading? And even as I say this, I'm thinking, well, climbing Mount Everest is probably a way to get that buzz. So I'm not sure if this one will work for you, because you're already ticking that box.
Everest.
But a lot of people find that if they're someone that needs that adrenaline rush, that excitement in their life, and they're not getting it from outside of trading, then they'll take it out on the market. They'll use the market as a way to actually fulfill that need in themselves. So, for example, during COVID, when people were locked up in their homes, and if if it was someone who liked, engaging in risky sports or things like that, and they were contained, then they were likely to take that out in the market and try and seek that same rush from trading. So one solution is to try and actually scratch that itch outside of trading, so you don't need to fulfill it when you're trading. But then another really useful thing that you can do, and I can't claim credit for this is based on Steve Peters' chimp paradox, if anyone wants to look into that more, but basically to think about the monkey mind. So if you imagine like there's a part of your mind that's like a monkey that is looking to just impulsively put on trades, and it has needs, and it doesn't care about your trading plan, and it doesn't care about logic, and it's just itching to get into the market. And then there's your logical brain that knows about your trading plan, wants to stick to your rules, and those two parts of you are fighting. And somehow you have to actually work with the monkey so that you can meet his needs and not let him take over your trading. So this is actually a whole technique that I talk about in my course in more depth, but we call it, taming the monkey mind. And it's really useful to actually try and sit down with yourself and ask yourself, like, what is that impulsive part of me? What is it that it wants? Is it angry and it's just frustrated and it's looking to take that out somewhere? Does it need excitement and adrenaline? What are the monkey's needs, and why is it trying to get those needs met through the market? So that's a good analogy or a way to help people think about how to actually, pull down their over trading, pull it back into a normal range, and work with their brain to do so.
Yeah, I love what you said, especially the part that, for example, the climbing Everest that you said, climbing the mountains is giving me that feel of satisfaction. And that's why I think in the community, Variable Traders, I want it to be the community of high achievers, to be the best version of yourself. Of course, the team is trading and investing. That's what brings us together. But it's very important for us to try to be the best version of yourself. For me, it's climbing the mountains because I just love it. But for you, it could be the amazing dad. It could be a great mom. Something that's, or a community organizer like Peter, for example. He's a trader, but he is very active in not-for-profit community in his area. And for the cause that he cares, I think his sister committed suicide very young. And so now he commits all of his time and energy as a corporate executive for not-for-profits for this cause. And I say to traders that trading is awesome. Making money is really awesome, but it has to be a very small portion of your life. Because then you can handle the losses. Like, okay, fuck it, $500 loss. Okay, I still have something to go back in there. But when you quit your job, you try to, commit, okay, I'm all in this trading. I'm going to learn it. I want to do that. Everybody watching me. That becomes, addiction. But everybody can walk away from a loss and say, okay, fuck it. I'll go back to my life and everything. Sorry for swearing, but I want it to be like a real thing. That's what I believe. So let me ask questions. Yeah, go ahead, Creative. Yeah.
No, sorry, I was just going to add into that you're hitting the nail on the head there, where you don't want to tie your identity to your trading results. Same way that athletes shouldn't tie their identity to their sport, because it creates extra pressure and it actually makes it harder to perform. So I think you're hitting those. Is it
true that people like Matthew Perry, for example, these famous actors or famous things that, or Maradona, Diego Maradona, they commit suicide and stuff, or they go to really bad things? Is it because of they're tied themselves too much into that fame and success that they have?
It is a huge problem. So I used to actually, in another existence, work with elite athletes on their transition out of sport. And that was one of the biggest challenges for them, was they went from this massive high of adulation and, identifying as this athlete, and that was all encompassing. And then suddenly they were out of the sport and they didn't know who they were anymore. And it's a really difficult challenge to navigate from a mental well-being perspective as well. So yeah, it's a very big challenge for athletes. But it also relates exactly to trading. Anyone who's trading and defining themselves as a trader, and their whole self-worth is tied up with how they're doing in the market, that's a difficult position to be in. And it's actually also detrimental to performance.
Yeah, it's very important. I noticed that recently I had this conversation with my friends that, okay, I achieved financially. I climbed the biggest mountains in the world. What is next for me? It drives me crazy. I think I got to have children. That's a good 20-year project. How do you tackle confidence after losing a trade? So how do you get back into that confidence? In my, I answer first from as a trader, is trusting your system looking at it as an engineering mind, I look at it, okay, I know the statistic games. I know that 40%, 60, 50% of the time I'm wrong, and it's okay. So I look at it as just, a statistical way that we have research papers up, Wall Street has published research papers. We have research papers on it that you can be wrong so many times, but it still make money. So for me to get back into that as a trader engineer is just looking at it, okay, this is a game of statistics. It's not about you. What's your answer on that? How to gain back the confidence?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. So you're putting it in the proper perspective. And so I think that's a key thing for people to do. So first, take the learning from the loss. Is there anything that you need to learn in terms of tweaking your strategy, or maybe you got in too early, or, so you kind of identify what went wrong. Then you just make an action point to fix that next time, so that you're making sure that that was a valuable experience for you. It wasn't a wasted experience. And then past that, it's about resetting to neutral. So it's not even so much about building up confidence as it is resetting to neutral and having the right perspective and the right significance that you place on that loss. So telling yourself that, this is normal, this happens, it's part of the game, that's a surefire way to get yourself back balanced and composed again.
Yeah, that's a very, very good comment. So I'm actually asking questions. Any question that you guys have? Here's another thing is that I think it's the question is, I think it's very normal in human that you take the profit early, but you don't accept the loss. It's just a very normal behavior that we all had. As soon as you see the green, you want to take it. But when the loss gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you just don't want to take that loss. For me, the solution as a trader is to reduce my partial size. So I take 10%. I know I got to click that. I know my brain, as you mentioned, is wired in this kind of things. And I know I need to do something. So I reduce the partial. So I actually take only 5 to 10% of my position. So I wait until the profit comes to me. But my stop loss doesn't have partial. It's all out. So when I press the stop loss, it's all out. But my profit is partial, and I reduce the partial over time. Like when my book originally was 50% partial and then another 50%. Now that after 10 years as a new trader, I'm actually partialing at 10%. I was thinking of even switching it to 5% of my remaining position. What's your comments on that? Again, the question is how to wait, let the winners run, and accept the losses quickly.
So for dealing with any trading psychology challenge, there's usually like a surface level practical fix to put in place, and then there's a deeper level fix to look at. So what you're talking about there is a really good practical solution. You're tweaking your plan, you're taking account of that tendency, and you're creating a technique or a set of trading rules that accounts for it. If you want to look at that on the deepest level so that you don't even feel the need to jump out early, or so that you do stop at the stop loss, then it's worth looking at subconscious programming. So that's a huge part of what I do with traders, is looking at how the subconscious mind, which rules 95% of your behavior, how that's impacting your trading. And in the case of jumping out of a trade too soon, or even staying in the losing trade, it's often to do with either a scarcity money mindset. So someone at a deep core level believes that they don't have enough money, and they can never have enough money. It's scarce. You have to hold on to every dollar. Or it's coming from equating their self-worth with their trading results. So they're putting so much focus on the outcome, the profit and the P&L, that it's stopping them from actually executing their plan. So there's actually, I have a recording, like an affirmation script for traders, that's on YouTube, that's free, that helps to rewire your subconscious mind for trading success. So it actually accounts for those different challenges. So if people want a really quick way of doing that, that's a resource you can listen to every day to help rewire it at a deep level.
That's so I love that. I know Peter mentioned that multiple times. I'm actually putting it into the chat room again for the link to the YouTube channel for credit. It's really good stuff in there. It's very, very, very important to have that. I actually really like that. So looking back at questions, another thing is that I'm getting asked a lot that people, when they want to scale up, Like they make money $50 a day, $100 a day. And then when it comes to $1,000 a day or 1,000 loss per day, then it's a completely different game. And they are looking forward to find a solution that how we actually deal with that kind of thing. It's the same thing. It's the same entry and exit, but they just can't handle it. I think from my perspective is you gotta be, over time you build this confidence within yourself that you can accept this number. It's not and it still is a big number. Like I have a lot of money, but the $1,000 loss, $1,000 still is a lot of money for me. It's just psychologically or anything that. But I think over time you build that confidence as a trader. One moment that I really lost my confidence as a trader was in 2022 when I had the $2 million loss on TNA. That I couldn't believe that I had that. It was a big portion of my wealth. That's one thing. But beside that, I lost my confidence as a trader. And that was very moment that I really cried on that day. I said, what, but over time, recovering from that loss as well made me that, okay, Andrew, if you don't go crazy, you can recover from these losses. And, as you go up, you have the confidence within you to handle big loss and big gains. What's your perspective on that?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So what you're talking about there is your psychology and your resilience is strong enough to withstand them now. So that's how you're able to keep your confidence high. I think the mistake that sometimes people make is they try to jump too quickly. So obviously, as you scale up, the pressure increases. And then when the pressure increases, if your psychology skills don't increase at the same rate, then you're left with a gap. And that's when trouble happens. So what I always suggest to people is that you do it really systematically. So you set a plan, like a strategic plan for how you're going to scale up in terms of, I'm going to trade X many more contracts. You set out a whole plan, but you actually create milestones for yourself. So you allow yourself to progress based on how you hit your discipline goals, as opposed to hitting P&L goals or time. So sometimes people say in 6 months' time, I want to scale up to be trading X amount of contracts or whatever. And that's actually not the way to approach it, because that just because 6 months has passed doesn't mean that your psychology has now jumped to the same level. So if you take it in this kind of phased approach to scaling up, and then you also work on your psychology at each juncture, then you're likely to not have that catastrophic increase in pressure that causes all the problems in your performance. So it's like a slow and steady approach, but where you actually plan for the milestones you have to hit in order to be allowed scale up again. So I actually talk about that in depth as well on YouTube, but that's kind of the gist of it. But it's exactly what you're saying about building up your confidence and your psychological skills to be able to withstand that level of pressure.
I like that. You got to get into that league. And again, goes back into one of the early discussions that we had, that if you go all in trading right away, you're just not ready for it mentally. Maybe like your account size is ready. Mentally, you're not ready. You got to go through that process. So to build that character, to go through the big losses and big gains. And the key is don't go all in on trading and life and financially and socially. Like have something else on the side, have the business. And a lot of people, I'm a big advocate of having something on the side and trading, just to be on the side and have a really big career and everything like that. So Jamie is saying, I love that Andrew is doing a serious interview with that jacket on. So the reason that I'm actually here like this is because it's Burning Man. I'm leaving for Burning Man next year and the next week. And I came to this conclusion that I don't take life too seriously. Like I took myself way too seriously and stuff, but I came to this conclusion that I don't want to take my life too seriously. And that's an advice to everybody, because life is way too short. And then another person says, Creda is looking, what dude is wearing like that? What the hell? Oh yeah, here's another thing. This is a very good question, actually. Ad Zeros is asking how to deal with social pressure. When you see people are performing so well on social media or, even in our chat room and everything, and that gives this social pressure. For me, it's true. It's not only for trading, like in social media, like for example, you go, all your friends are partying and you're not invited and you're not in there, and it does hit you. And there are studies that actually social media makes you unhappier. This is just a well-established fact. In trading as well, you see all the people are putting, all these profits and everything. Even myself, like in YouTube, I'm super flashy and stuff. I put more gains than losses. For me, to dealing with that is, first of all, don't take yourself too seriously. That's a very good advice in life. Plus, know that people usually post good stuff. People don't post the negative stuff. So, and establish this fact in your mind that in financially and socially, people put the good moments, but the bad moments nobody shares, and nobody goes into Instagram, put the moments that they're breaking up with their, partner or anything. What's your thought on that? How to not have this FOMO?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that it's not all truth. So I think there's a lot of lies on social media where people are presenting the best version of themselves or the wins. It even happens in entrepreneurship. I see that with, online coaches, and they're posting all their wins, and then 6 months later they'll talk about this terrible time in sales that happened 6 months ago, and at the time they were posting a lot of positive stuff. So I would say that the more you can focus on yourself and actually have blinkers on and tune out all of that, just recognize that it's not valuable or useful for you to tune into it. The more you focus on your own self, your goals, your plan, the easier it's going to be. And one thing that I find particularly with traders and FOMO is that when people don't have a really solid, well-defined trading plan, they tend to get a little bit distracted by, say, what other people are trading. And they end up taking setups that aren't part of their plan, but just because someone else is taking it. So actually, the more detailed of a trading plan that you have, the more defined your rules are, the easier it is to focus on your own plan. And that kind of goes for any part of life. If you're looking at someone with their fitness goals and they're doing great in the gym and all of that, like if you have a really well-defined gym program for yourself that you're holding yourself accountable to, it's easier to focus on your goals. If you don't have that, then you're just looking at everyone else doing great, and it's hard to stop that comparison and that FOMO.
Yeah, I like that. Somebody says, for example, in the chat, that don't go to social media. That's a good solution. No, I disagree with that. I think social media is something that we should have, but we just have to control it. Like any other modern civilization tool, like driving a truck is awesome, but you also can kill people with it. Don't learn how to drive. I think social media is very important, at least in my opinion. Everybody's having a love and hate relationship, but you have to establish these rules in your mind, like exactly like driving. It's a weapons of mass destruction. You don't want to go kill other people, but you just learn how to use it properly. Social media is the same thing. And establish this fact that you cannot compare your chapter 1 with chapter 7 of someone else. Someone mentioned actually in the chat that I've been trading this for 15 years. I've been through some really ups and downs. You can't start like this. Establish this fact in your mind, and you are responsible for that. You have to take responsibility for that. It's always easy to have excuse and be annoyed. No, take responsibility for your life. Accept the fact that you're not there and you're gonna get there, and you don't need to be like me because you're not starting the same place that I started, and you don't need to be like people have different needs and goals and everything. But I really like what you said. Having a plan. The plan is not only for trades. So you and I are writing a book on trade book, just having a specific plan for each trade, but having a plan for life in short term and long term is very important. Like, okay, my plan as a trader is to become like this in 2 years or 5 years. You're not going to become Andrew Aziz. You don't want to become Andrew Aziz or someone else for that matter. Let me see. So somebody's asking, like, do you encourage any meditation exercise? I think the affirmation that you have on your YouTube channel is a very good one.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most popular of all those resources. The affirmation one is great, but I do actually use, meditation as well, mindfulness meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, confidence visualization. So I have loads of different meditations for traders as well. Some of them are on YouTube free, some of them are within my paid course. But I think that part of trading psychology is something that's so useful and that people get a lot of value out of it. Even if you're not someone that normally engages in meditation, if you use meditations that are specific to help you with your trading, it can really make a difference. So I definitely am a big advocate of that.
So when you have your clients meditation, you actually do meditate together in your sessions?
So actually, I mean, I have ones that are just for people to listen to. So as part of my course, they're just downloads that they listen to, and they're guided meditations. But one of my favorite things to do is to do live guided visualizations with people. So it's really trippy. It's like being in the same dream. So I'll just give you a quick example. I do one where we go and we meet money. So we meet your personification of money to figure out like what your relationship with money is like, and to figure out, how you can kind of optimize that. And it's really trippy. So some of the examples of how money has showed up for people, one person had the villain from Batman, but very specifically from the like 1980s version that was on TV as a series, like super specific. Someone else had Mickey Mouse as a dollar, with a like dollar body and a Mickey Mouse head. Someone else, money showed up as a horse. And it's like you're bypassing your logical mind to get straight to the root of what your subconscious believes around money. So I really enjoy doing that because it's different every time with each person.
That's very nice. Well, sorry, I am just recording a video for my social media because I think that's cool. We do this interview. I have one question about the meditation. Do you do meditation yourself for life?
Yeah,
How
so
often do you do that?
I'd love to say I do it every day. I don't. These are my goals. If I was being really disciplined, I would be doing like 10 minutes of deep breathing meditation every day. I'm still struggling to fit that in. But one thing that I do a lot of is these these types of visualizations where I look for answers. They're the ones I use the most. So I'll have a specific question. It could even be about something in my business. It could be about a decision I have to make, and I'll do that type of visualization that I was speaking about to get answers on it. And it's like you're communicating with your intuition or your higher self or whatever you want to call it. And honestly, the insights you get are just insane. Like, they're super helpful. So I find it a really good way to just stop all the overthinking and get straight to actually what I'm feeling and get some really good insights. So I actually genuinely do practice that a lot.
No, that's great. And I think meditation is, for me, the pure mindfulness that I got into was climbing the Everest the last 10 hours because you're so exhausted mentally. I still remember that after 1 year, so exhausted mentally that it's just pure mindfulness of 10, 15 years because you have no energy to think about anything else, life, money, wife, divorce, nothing. It's just by yourself. And you have to repeat it. That's what I noticed, that meditation has to be recurring because after, when you get busy into the day-to-day life, I'm actually like that. I'm the same degen that I was. Like, all the bad habits are coming and stuff, but repeating that process is very important, in my opinion. It's like going to the gym.
Yeah, definitely. It's a practice. Like yoga is a practice, or meditation. It's the repetition that brings the results, for sure.
Good. So I want to ask you a question. What's your personal goal in the next 2 years? Like, we're just keep giving this recipe for people, having this and stuff. Come up, create personal. What's your personal goal as a trading coach?
No, that's great. And I'm like super goal orientated. So, I have my whole suite of goals that I have, but my big ones are, I'm actually expanding my business to work with online entrepreneurs as well. So the same technique, the same system applies in different high performance arenas. And because I am living the online entrepreneur experience, like, I'm a coach, but I run a business, and there's that side of it. So I feel like I'm in the trenches with that. And so my big goal for that is to scale my business, but to be actually able to incorporate both those niches together, which is a bit of a challenge because they're two separate audiences, but there's a lot in common between those two types of people. And then personally, I want to buy a house, and at some point in the future buy a massive house in Portugal. But that's my longer term goal.
Yeah, I remember that I saw you a few years ago in Portugal, and you said one of the things that you'd like to buy a house in Portugal. Well, good luck with that, because Portugal is also cheap. If you wanted to buy a house in Vancouver, a nice house in Vancouver, and I said, well, be realistic, but I think you can do that, and I wish you the best. Another question that I have for me personally, if I want to answer that, I've been through this mental process that what is next for me, because I have money, like $10 million and $12 million doesn't really make any difference in my life. I'm not going to become a billionaire. I don't want to go into that league. So personally, I think really for me, having kids, I'm seriously considering thinking, I got to do something, because it's a really good 20-year project, putting on that and stuff as well. So we don't have a lot of time. So I just wanted to thank you. Are we going to do this every month or every week?
Yeah, I'd be up for it if it's useful to people. I'm up for it. Yeah.
Is it useful for you guys?
People in
Be
chat
honest.
seem to love
We
it.
can do that. We have 1,000 likes on YouTube. That we never had that one. So perfect. Yeah, no, I really appreciate that, guys. Creda doesn't charge us anything for this time, and I think she's amazing. I've known her for many years. We have some ups and downs together, and I love working with her. She's coming for next year conference as well. Can we get the commitment now? Is that a
Yeah.
yes? It's not a, it's not a
Yeah,
yes.
it is a yes. It is a yes. Yeah.
Good. Perfect. So that's it. And yeah, so the information, if you want to stay in touch with Crede, I think her YouTube channel is the best. We posted again in the chat room and also in YouTube chat. And I'm sure from there you can make the connections. Follow her for some times. You don't have to buy anything from her. Just follow her and see, make the connection, and then potentially it can be a paid collaboration, or you just continuously working with each other. I have a lot of free collaboration with people and just watching, following me and stuff. We have fun together. Oh, another thing is great. We're going to go to Colombia first week of December. It's a retreat. Some of the team members are coming and some of the members are coming. Are you coming? Are you available to come? I know you have a toddler,
I would love to come, but I can't. So I have my daughter and she's only 3 and it makes traveling super hard. So I'm trying to balance everything and still being a present mother. So it makes trips like that a bit
Your
difficult.
partner is Colombian. Your partner is South American, yes? So doesn't he want to visit
he's from Brazil.
family and stuff?
Yeah, he's from Brazil. Yeah.
He doesn't want to visit family in that time of the year.
He does. He definitely does. But maybe this could be a good opportunity. Give me the dates and we'll look into it. But I can't.
December 1st to 8th. December 1st to 8th.
I'll have a chat and we'll see. But yeah, I'll come back to you on it.
Awesome, guys. So keep the questions for the next session. And yeah, thanks, Crede. I really appreciate that, and all the best.
Thanks, Andrew. Great to chat to you.
Ciao. Bye.
Andrew,
Thanks, Brent. So, so for the YouTube, we're gonna give the laptop giveaway. I think this is the time for the laptop giveaway for those of you who stayed and 1,000 likes. So
can you share your screen again?
I am. Just give me 1 second.
Perfect.
I need a little bit of time to run this program. Who wants to come on the chat? Who's coming? Somebody joins me, please.
Brian's faking right now. He left his seat. I can come into the main chat. I can't do the meetings, but...
Give me 1 minute. This the YouTube. Oh shit, Money Show. Yeah, we have the presentation. Oh, thanks for reminding me. I have the presentation on Money Show. All right, so we get the list of the members. So we are. So you can share my screen. Oh, do I have to share my screen?
Yeah, you'll have to do it in the chat. That's where I get it.
If you were a good production, you would have come and get it. You wouldn't ask me to do that.
I can only do so many things, Andrew. There we go. Give me 1 second.
It'd be nice to do that. All right. Laptop giveaway.
1 sec, almost there.
All right. So myself and Brent are also in there. So if I
win.
Myself or Brent or someone from the team comes, we'll do the game because we're not supposed to get that. Okay, let's do it, guys.
What? Okay.
Do you see my screen, Brent?
Yeah, I got you live. I'm just trying to reposition it. There we go.
All right, so I'm going to the laptop giveaway. So 10 seconds. We're live on YouTube. So making sure that, guys, you're going to get a laptop ready for it. And the winner is, boom, Georgia Massey. Congratulations, Georgia Massey. Show yourself, Georgia Massey. No, we don't have any. Nice, congratulations. Perfect. Guys, thanks for watching. That was our great show today. And see you tomorrow.
All right, thanks everybody. Thanks, Andrew.
Perfect. Yeah, so while we were doing this stuff, market did a really nice pop and dump, which was super nice. Perfect.
All right, have a good one. Adios.
Thanks, Brent.